Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to build a small storage box for my camera. The wood I'm using comes from a cherry tree branch that I got from a friend. I have cut the cherry branch into 8mm thick pieces that are 7 centimeters wide and approximately 25 centimeters long. Now it's time to start with the camera box. I start by cutting two pieces at a 45-degree angle so that they are 12 centimeters long. The two pieces will be used as the long sides of the box. Then I cut two more pieces at a 45-degree angle that are 10 centimeters long. These two pieces will become the short sides of the box. Unfortunately, my camera stopped when I was milling out the groove that the lid will slide into. But this is what the groove in the pieces looks like after the milling is complete. I cut an extra piece at a 45-degree angle that is 10 centimeters long. I will use this piece for the lid. I also make recesses for the bottom piece. I make these with the table saw instead of the router. I set the height of the saw blade to 8mm and cut off 2.5mm on the inside of the pieces. Then I cut off another 2.5mm so that the recesses are 5mm wide. I cut the height of one of the pieces that is 10 centimeters long to make room for the lid of the box. Time to glue together the four pieces that are cut at a 45-degree angle. The small piece that is to the left of the tape pieces, I will glue to the edge of the lid a little later. I have glued two pieces of cherry together and cut this piece to 9 by 11 centimeters. I've glued the small piece to the short side of the lid. Time to see if it fits. It was a little tight at the end, but I think I'll keep it that way. Then the box won't open on its own. The last thing I did was cut another piece measuring 9 by 11 centimeters. Then I glued it to the bottom of the box. After some sanding, it's finally time to put some varnish on the box. I apply 3 to 4 thin layers with a piece of cloth instead of a brush. It gives a much nicer surface. Time to glue some foam rubber to the inside of the box so that the camera doesn't rub against the walls, bottom, or lid. I start by gluing a 1 centimeter thick piece to the bottom. Then I continue by gluing the foam rubber to the long sides. Here I use a 2 centimeter thick foam rubber that is a little softer than the one I had on the bottom. Finally, I glue foam rubber onto the short sides. For these, I use 2 centimeters of foam rubber on the back short side and 1 centimeter on the front short side. I also glue a thin sheet of foam rubber to the underside of the lid. After the camera box has received 4 thin layers of protective varnish, it looks like this.